There's probably gonna be some people that'll be butthurt about this video, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. What's up, my friends? Welcome to an all new video. U.S. Army veteran Christopher Chaos here to entertain you with another video, and hopefully this one is entertaining. I mean, some of it will have some, good hard facts or some good realistic reasons as to why the Army is the best branch to join, but some of it's just poking a little fun. So if you have thin skin and you're not gonna be able to take it without probably having to leave some kind of angry comment about how this branch is the better one, bullshit, that's stupid, well, you should probably leave now. For those of you that have a little bit thicker skin and can take this, then maybe you should stick around and maybe we'll have a little bit of fun, but also a couple of, insightful things that do maybe help you make the decision if you're trying to decide if you should join the Army or if you should join the Marines or if you should join the Air Force or the Navy or whatever the case might be. If you forgot to say Coast Guard or Space Force, I'm gonna leave him a comment so he knows those branches exist. And with that being said, let's dive right into this and let's talk about the very first one that I feel is the most important reason why you should probably join the Army, is that you get to pick your job, you get to pick your MOS. There are other ways you can kind of choose what you do in different branches of the service, like the Marines or the Air Force or the Navy or whatever the case might be, maybe Space Force, I have no idea how that really works, but it's not the same as the way the Army is. The Army makes it a lot easier to be able to pick your job. A lot of the other branches, they kind of will allow you to pick the area that you want to join in, but not the specific, exact job that you want to do. And that still has some different qualifications to be able to even do that much. For example, I've seen in the Air Force, right? You might be able to, pick an IT field because you have good enough scores, but not the exact job as far as what you want to do in the IT field. In the Army, you can. You want to be like the radio guy, you want to be more of the really technical person like a 25 Bravo that, works with switches and networking. Or even on the Marine side, you can pick maybe specifically infantry or something like that, but not down to what exactly in the infantry you want to do. Where on the Army you can pick exactly like, an 11 X-ray to become either a mortarman or an infantryman, or you can be a 19 Kilo and be a tanker, or you can be a 19 Delta and be a scout. So you can actually narrow it down to the specific combat related MOS or job that you want to do in the Army. The next reason why the Army is the best is think about when it comes time for, Halloween costumes. I don't think I ever remember any kid talking about, Mommy, I want to be a sailor for Halloween. I want to be an airman for Halloween. None of that stuff. No, you want to be a soldier. You want to be an Army man. So it's the cooler thing to be, right? When kids grow up, they want to be soldiers. They want to be Army men, whatever. You probably don't have anybody wanting to be a seaman or wanting to be a airman or anything like that. Maybe a Marine, but still a lot more common that it's going to be the Army. Hell, even a lot of times on news and everything like that, they just refer everybody as soldiers, which is not correct because the only people that are soldiers are Army. Everybody else is, like I said, Marines or airmen or seamen. But a lot of times when you see stuff on the news or you see people talking about military in general, you hear them being referred to as soldiers when that is only with the Army, so you might as well just be in the Army and then that'll be a true statement. Another reason why the Army is better to join is promotion. Promotion goes a lot faster in the Army than a lot of other branches. People are gonna make arguments saying, oh, that's because we had to earn it to be able to get promoted. Sure, but guess what? I'm still gonna enjoy making that better pay than you while you work to earn that better money. Now, I guess, however, there are some MOSs that maybe that might not be the case, right? There are certain MOSs in the Army that, yes, from E1 to E4, that's pretty much across the board. No matter what MOS you are in the Army, it's pretty much the same kind of period of time that it takes to get promoted up to a specialist or an E4. Beyond that does definitely vary based on your MOS and everything, but I have known a lot of individuals that have transferred from the Marines to the Army or from the Air Force to the Army because it just takes forever to make rank in those branches, and they're just sick of it. They're like, this is ridiculous. I've been in the Marines for X amount of years, or the Army or the Air Force or whatever, not Army because the Army is the fast one, but the other branches are complaining, saying that, oh, I've been in this MOS for such a long time and I can't make sergeant, I can't make E5 or E6 or whatever because it takes so damn long in the Marines to do so. Marines is a pretty common one. I've known a lot of people that have transitioned from the Marines to the Army because they were pretty much guaranteed. They were like, hey, yeah, you want to come over to the Army from the Marines? With your experience, we're automatically going to promote you to sergeant. A lot of scenarios like that where people just want to switch over to the Army because they're able to get up there in rank quicker than they could in a lot of the other branches. So another reason, you know those commercials, right? You see those old high-speed commercials with like the Air Force, and you're seeing all these cool fighter jets and everything cool, and you see these cool Navy commercials, and they got these aircraft carriers and battleships and everything like that. Well, guess what? You don't get to touch any of that stuff. You're swabbing the deck. You're maybe watching the planes fly by. Unless you're gonna come in as an officer and get a lot of experience, you don't get to touch those cool toys. We're on the Army side, you do, right? You can be an enlisted soldier coming into the Army, drive those awesome tanks that you see, operate those cool machine guns you see in all the movies. You can drive those Bradley fighting vehicles, all that cool stuff you're gonna do in the Army as an entry-level soldier. The only thing that kind of comes close is the Marines, but the Marines got rid of their tanks now. So if you wanted to be a tanker, you can't even do that in the Marines anymore. So you better just join the Army, I guess. You get to do a lot more hands-on stuff with the Army, where a lot of those other branches, for the really cool stuff that you see in the commercials or in the movies, that's things you got to work your way up to quite a ways. You know, they don't trust just anybody to, fly those aircrafts or to, steer those aircraft carriers or the battleships or whatever. Those are usually officers that have been in for a while and they've worked their way up to that position to have that experience to be able to utilize those things. That's not to say that we're just like throwing, the tanks at anybody, right? You're still gonna get trained on it, but you don't have to work as hard to move up in rank or be an officer and have a college degree to drive that tank or drive that Bradley. And the last thing that I'll kind of throw out there for why the Army is the best one to join out of any other branch, you get to do cool shit. You want to jump out of airplanes? That's an Army thing. They have the airborne schools. Sure, other branches can sometimes attend those awesome schools, but you got to get extra approval for that kind of stuff and ask permission, get down on your knees, whatever you got to do to try to get that. But that's an Army thing. So you want to jump out of airplanes, you want to jump out of helicopters, you want to free fall, do Halo school with the Special Forces. All that stuff is Army. So if you want to do the cool shit, you got to join the Army. The Army has awesome things. They got the Rangers, we got the Special Forces, we got all of this cool stuff. Delta, all that awesome stuff is in the Army. And I know there's some people out there, well, the Marines have MARSOC. Yeah, you don't ever hear anything cool about MARSOC. Well, the Air Force has got the PJs. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I heard anything awesome about the PJs. The only one that kind of comes close, I guess, is the Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs are pretty cool, but they have one thing the Navy has, and that's the Navy SEALs, nothing else. What about diver school, all that kind of, I don't want to hear it, all right? The Army has the cool shit, right? All that Rangers, Special Forces, all that cool stuff that they do, that's on the Army side. All that cool stuff you want to do, you want to, blow shit up, right? We got the cool EOD guys, right? We got all sorts of cool MOSs, we got all sorts of schools, all sorts of badass things you can do on the Army side. So if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I want to join the military and do cool shit, the Army is the way to go. So in the end, whether you believe all that stuff or not, doesn't really matter. Here is the down and dirty when it comes to choosing a branch of service. Pick the one that's going to best give you the best opportunities, the best experience for what you want to do. You want to do stuff on a battleship, you want to do stuff at sea, then yes, the Navy is probably best for you. You want to work with aircrafts, you want to work on, fixing airplanes or working around them, then yes, the Air Force is probably better for you. So really when it comes down to it, you really just have to examine the best branch that's going to provide you the best opportunity to accomplish the goals that you're looking after. Whether that's the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, the Coast Guard, I guess even, Space Force now, whatever. You just got to do your own little homework. Those are just my 2 cents, whether you agree with them or not. It doesn't matter, right? In the end, it matters with what you want to do. So check out some of these awesome videos over here if you want to continue your viewing experience. Check out links down in the description. I'm ThatChrisChaos, and I'll see you soon. See you.